The mysterious signal in the vast darkness of space, far from any friendly star. A lone human military vessel sailed silently. The ship named the Resolute was part of a large fleet sent to patrol the border of the known galaxy. Captain Ryan, a dedicated and thoughtful officer, stood on the bridge watching the endless sea of stars with a mix of duty and wonder. Suddenly, a strange signal broke through the silence. The alert sounded softly at first, then grew louder, pulling the attention of everyone on board. The signal was not like any usual communication or distress call. It was a simple rhythmic pulse that seemed almost alive. The technicians hurried to their stations trying to decode the message. But it came in a language of light and energy that no one on the ship had ever seen. Captain Ryan's eyes narrowed as he observed the display. The mysterious signal came from an area beyond their usual patrol route. It was as if something unknown was calling out to them from the darkness. Though the ship was part of an empire known for its power and control, this signal carried a sense of vulnerability. It was a sign that even the mighty empire could not ignore the unknown. The crew worked with calm urgency. Sergeant Malik, the head technician, carefully adjusted the instruments, trying to capture every detail of the signal. He noted that the signal had a pattern or rhythm that repeated every few seconds, much like a heartbeat. His voice was steady as he reported, "Captain, the signal repeats every 7 seconds. It has a strange regularity. I have never seen anything like it." Captain Ryan listened closely. He had heard many orders and seen many battles, but this was different. There was no threat, no clear enemy, only a gentle call from deep space. He ordered the ship to change its course, slightly moving closer to the source of the signal. The decision was not made lightly. Moving towards the unknown could mean danger, but it could also lead to an important discovery. As the Resolute advanced, the signal grew stronger. The stars outside the windows seemed to shimmer in response, and the dark void became filled with soft pulses of light. It was as if the universe was trying to speak directly to the crew. Then deepened when the ship's sensors picked up a faint outline near the source, a large dark object that bloomed like a shadow against the light of distant stars. The crew whispered among themselves, what could this object be? A Dural spacecraft from an ancient time, a natural phenomenon they had never encountered before, or perhaps something else entirely? The questions hung in the air, adding to the growing tension on the bridge. Captain Ryan knew that the answer might change everything they thought they knew about the Empire and its place in the universe. In the control room, all eyes were fixed on the large display. The mysterious object began to reveal its shape slowly. It was massive and had a design that looked both advanced and strange. The Shi's sensors struggled to identify any markings or symbols, but what they did detect was a faint, almost imperceptible energy field surrounding the object. This field pulsed in sync with the signal, as if guarding the secret within. The crew's anxiety was mixed with excitement. The mysterious signal and the object sparked memories of old legends and forbidden tales of alien empires and hidden knowledge. Captain Ryan recalled the stories told in quiet whispers on distant colonies, stories of advanced species that once ruled the stars and vanished without a trace. Could this object be a remnant of that forgotten empire? As the ship approached the source, the signal began to change. Its rhythm became more complex, adding layers of sound and light that danced across the display screens. The energy field around the object brightened for a moment, then dimmed, as if it were communicating a greeting or a warning. The tension on the bridge grew as each crew member wondered what lay ahead. Captain Ryan took a deep breath and addressed the crew. "We do not know what this signal means. It may be a call for help, a trap, or a message from the past, but we must be brave and discover the truth. Stay alert, follow your training, and be ready for anything." His calm yet firm voice helped steady the nerves of those around him. For the next few moments, the entire ship was silent except for the rhythmic pulse of the mysterious signal. Every crew member felt the weight of the unknown, the thrill of exploration, and the fear of potential danger. It was a moment that tested their courage and their resolve as members of an empire that prided itself on control and power. The story of the Resolute and its crew was just beginning. The mysterious signal, with its strange and beautiful rhythm, promised a secret that could change the course of human history. In that quiet, tense space, The Empire's strength was not measured by its weapons or its size, but by the courage of those who dared to face the known. The signal was a call, and the crew had answered, setting them on a path toward discovery, danger, and a future they could never have imagined. As the ship moved closer, the scene faded into a dance of lights and shadows, a silent invitation from the depths of space that promised new mysteries and the potential for a new understanding of the universe. The alien observer far beyond the patrol routes of human ships in a sector of space, cloaked in deep blue darkness. An advanced alien vessel drifted silently. Its pilot, Zoran, was an experienced observer from a long-forgotten civilization. Known only as the alien, Zoran had long learned to hide in the shadows of the cosmos, carefully watching and studying other species, especially those with great potential like the humans. Zoran's ship, the Seeker, was built with sleek curves and shimmering panels that changed color with every subtle movement. Unlike human warships built for combat, the Seeker was designed for stealth and careful observation. As Zoran settled into his station, his large dark eyes focused on a screen displaying an odd rhythmic signal, a signal identical to the one that had just disturbed Captain Ryan and his crew on the Resolute for years. The aliens had watched the human empire from afar. They had seen the rise and fall of many great powers and had long suspected that humans possessed a hidden force. Zor, however, was not just any alien observer. He was chosen for a special mission to follow this unusual signal and uncover the mystery behind it. With gentle, deliberate movements, he guided the Seeker closer to the source of the signal, careful to remain hidden from the human sensors inside his quiet cabin. Zoran's thoughts raced as he recalled old legends from his people's stories, told of a power so dangerous that even advanced species like his would avoid a direct confrontation. The rhythm of the signal reminded him of those ancient tales as he observed the pulse on his display. Zoran felt a mix of curiosity and caution. He wondered, could the humans truly possess such a mysterious and powerful secret, or was this signal merely a natural occurrence? Misunderstood by both species, the alien observer leaned forward and adjusted his instruments, enhancing the resolution of the incoming data. The signal was clear, a steady beat, punctuated by subtle changes in tone. Zoran noted that every beat carried a small burst of energy, a pattern that seemed too deliberate to be random. It was as if the universe was sending a quiet message, a call to those who could understand its hidden meaning. As the Seeker inched closer, Zoran activated a secure communication line with his home face. His voice, soft and measured, spoke to the unseen listeners of the alien. Command, I have located the source of the pulse. The signal is unlike any natural phenomenon known in our records. It carries a deliberate pattern, almost like a coded message. I will continue my observation and send further details. His words, though calm, were filled with the weight of centuries of wisdom and the burden of secrets too dangerous to be shared. Floating in the silence of space, Zoran's mind wandered to the possibilities. Perhaps the humans had discovered an ancient technology, something lost to time, that could reshape the balance of power in the galaxy. Or maybe the signal was a warning, a subtle sign that the human fleet, with its newfound energy, was not to be trusted. His heart, if one could say that an alien possessed such an organ, beat slowly with both fear and hope. Minutes turned into hours as Zoran continued to monitor the situation. He recorded every shift in the signal, every change in its rhythm, and every faint trace of energy that pulsed from the dark object near the signal source. The data he collected was rich with hints of a hidden truth. The humans were not simply wandering in space. They were guided by a secret that could shake the foundations of the known universe. At one point, as the signal's intensity grew, Zoran saw a flash of light on his screen, a momentary spike that suggested the presence of a powerful energy source. He paused, his mind racing. The spike could indicate a reaction, a burst of power that might be dangerous if not handled with care. Yet it also confirmed his belief something extraordinary was unfolding near the human fleet. Even as he focused on the technical details, Zoran's thoughts were drawn to the cultural gap between his people and the humans. The Elysians had always been cautious, valuing knowledge and peace over conflict. In contrast, The human empire was bold, unafraid to use force when needed. This difference made Zoran's mission even more delicate. He was not there to judge or to interfere. His role was solely to observe and to learn. In the quiet moments between transmissions, Zoran allowed himself a rare glimpse of emotion. A feeling of both longing and sorrow washed over him. He longed for a time when communication between different species could happen openly without fear or misunderstanding, yet the current state of affairs reminded him of old wounds and unhealed scars from past conflicts. It was a reminder that despite their advancements, even the most evolved beings could be trapped by their own fears. As the hours passed, the steady pulse of the signal became a constant companion in Zoran's vigil. He watched, recorded, and silently vowed to protect the secret of the hidden energy, should it prove to be as dangerous as he suspected. The delicate balance between knowledge and power was a fragile one, and Zoran understood that any misstep could lead to catastrophe. Finally, as the dark object loomed larger on his display, the alien observer tightened his grip on the controls with a deep breath that carried the weight of his entire civilization. He prepared for the next phase of his mission. His journey was just beginning, and the mysterious signal had only deepened the enigma that bound the fates of two very different species in that vast, silent space. Zoran's resolve was clear. He would uncover the truth behind the human secret, no matter how dangerous or unexpected the answer might be. The path ahead was uncertain, but his duty was certain, a duty to watch, to learn, and to ensure that the balance of power in the universe was never tipped by secrets too potent to control. A clash of West. Captain Ryan stared at the display in disbelief as the mysterious signal continued to pulse in the darkness. Back on the Resolute, the crew worked feverishly to piece together clues about the strange energy they had detected. Ryan's mind raced with questions. Was this signal a natural phenomenon or a warning from an unseen enemy? Every crew member felt the tension. As the ship sailed closer to the known, on the bridge, Sergeant Malik repeated his observations. The signal has become more complex, Captain. Its pattern has changed slightly, as if it is reacting to our presence. The quiet hum of the engines and the steady beep of the control panels filled the room as everyone focused on the incoming data. The unknown object loomed larger on the main screen, a dark shape surrounded by a shimmering energy field that pulsed in time with the signal. Miles away, hidden in a remote corner of space, Zoran, the alien observer, continued his silent fill. Avo the Seeker, his heart, if it could be called that, beat slowly as he recorded every detail. The advanced sensors of his ship captured images of the human vessel approaching the source of the signal. Zoran's eyes widened as he saw the human warship come within range of the mysterious object. His long-held caution mixed with a sense of an inevitability. A meeting between two worlds was coming, one that could alter the course of history. Inside the Resolute, Captain Ryan convened a meeting with his senior officers in the dim light of the strategy room. Maps of the galaxy and detailed charts of the region were spread across a large table. Our sensors have picked up changes in the energy field, Ryan said in a calm but determined tone. We must be ready for anything. This is not just a signal, it might be a warning or a challenge. Prepare all hands for a possible encounter. His voice carried the weight of command, and even the youngest crew member felt the gravity of the moment as the ship moved closer. Tension mounted on both sides. The human crew debated whether the mysterious object could be a relic of an ancient civilization or perhaps a dormant weapon. Each theory sparked heated discussion. Some believed that the energy field might be a protective barrier designed to keep dangerous forces away. Others wondered if it was a beacon left by a lost empire trying to reach out across the void of space. The clash of ideas reflected the wider conflict between human curiosity and fear of the unknown. On the Seeker, Zoran reviewed his own findings with equal intensity. He recalled old legends from the Elysians about a time when different species clashed over the control of powerful energy sources. Those stories warned that when worlds met, both wisdom and destruction could follow. Zoran's thoughts drifted to his own people's past, a time of great conflict that had left deep scars on the fabric of his society. He knew that if the humans were to discover the secret of this energy, It could lead to a battle that neither side was ready for. The scene shifted back to the Resolute. The human vessel finally reached a safe distance from the dark object, allowing Captain Ryan to order a closer scan. Deploy the remote probe, he commanded. The probe, a small and agile craft, left the safety of the ship and advanced toward the object. Minutes passed slowly as the probe neared its target, sending back streams of data that painted a picture of an ancient technology far beyond human design. The energy field pulsed, brighter with each passing moment, reacting to the probe's approach. Then suddenly the probe's feed went dark. A hush fell over the bridge. Probe lost, reported Malik. The loss of the probe was a stark sign that whatever guarded this object was not meant to be disturbed. Captain Ryan's brow furrowed. He knew that every step toward the unknown carried risks, yet his desire for discovery pushed him onward. In that moment, the two worlds, human and alien, felt the invisible pull of destiny. Zoran, hidden within his cloaked vessel, monitored the same events. He saw the human probe's last signal and felt a chill of worry. The pulse of the mysterious energy seemed to answer the probe's approach with a burst of power that resonated across space. Zoran realized that the object was not simply an inert relic. It was alive in a way, a guardian of secrets that might never be uncovered without consequence. The clash was not one of weapons or armies, but of ideas and instincts. On one side, humans driven by a mix of brave why and scientific curiosity; on the other, an advanced species carrying the memories of past wars and the heavy burden of caution. Both sides sensed that a deeper truth lay hidden within the energy field, a secret that could unite them in understanding or pit them against one another in conflict. As the human crew regrouped to plan their next move, Captain Ryan stood at the window of the bridge, looking out at the vast, silent expanse. The stars shone coldly in the background, as if indifferent to the fragile lives caught between them. In that quiet moment, Ryan's determination hardened. He knew that whatever lay ahead, the clash of was inevitable, but he also believed that understanding and respect might still be possible if both sides were willing to listen. In the darkness of space, the stage was set for an encounter that would test the limits of courage, wisdom, and hope. The energy field, with its pulse rhythm, was a silent witness to the convergence of two very different paths, a clash of worlds that promised danger, discovery, and the possibility of a new beginning for all who dared to face the unknown. The hidden power deep in the confidential files of the Resolute, a hidden secret began to emerge. The human crew, led by Captain Ryan and guided by Sergeant Malik's careful observations, discovered that the warship was not just a tool of defense. It held a dangerous and mysterious energy deep within its core, a secret power that few had ever known. During a quiet moment on the bridge, Malik gathered his reports and accessed archived data from the ship's research lab. The files contained technical details about an experimental energy core that was installed years ago. The core, known as the Aurora Drive, was designed to give the human fleet unmatched speed and power. However, its true potential was far greater and far more dangerous than anyone had imagined. Malik's voice was soft as he explained his findings to Captain Ryan. Sir, our records show that the Aurora Drive can produce a massive burst of energy. It was created to break enemy lines in battle, but it may also cause catastrophic damage if not controlled properly. His words struck a chord in the captain's mind. The power of the Aurora Drive was like a full-edged sword capable of bringing victory or disaster. The data revealed that the energy core operated on principles that were almost alien in nature. It converted matter and light into energy at an unprecedented rate. Although this technology was meant to be a breakthrough for the human empire, it had unpredictable side effects. There were hints that the core could destabilize under certain conditions, releasing energy in a violent surge. This realization made the crew uneasy. If the power of the Aurora Drive were ever unleashed without control, it could destroy not only the enemy, but also the human ship and its crew. As the crew studied the data, a recorded log from one of the senior scientists was uncovered. In it, the scientist recalled the critical test that had almost ended in disaster. During an experiment, the energy core had shown signs of a dangerous reaction when exposed to a particular frequency, a frequency similar to the one found in the mysterious signal. This connection between the signal and the Aurora Drive puzzled the crew even more. Was the signal a warning about the unstable power hidden within their own ships, or was it a message from another species that had once seen the same danger? Meanwhile, far from the human vessel Zor, and aboard the Seeker, sensed that the human secret was more than what it seemed. In the quiet of his alien ship, he reviewed his own data. His advanced sensors picked up irregularities in the human energy patterns. Zoran remembered the old legends of the Elysian stories about a hidden force so powerful that it could tear worlds apart if mishandled. The pulse of the mysterious signal had always been linked in his mind to such ancient power. Now it seemed that the humans had unwittingly harnessed a piece of that dangerous force. Zoran's thoughts turned to the potential consequences. If humans could control such power, they might become unbeatable. But if the energy core went out of control, it could lead to chaos that might even affect the balance of the universe. The advanced alien was filled with a sense of urgency. He decided to send another secret message to his command, urging caution and a careful watch over human developments. His message was clear: knowledge of this hidden power must be shared among the IJs for the safety of all species. Back on the Resolute, Captain Ryan and faced a difficult decision. With the evidence of the Aurora Drive's hidden potential, he realized that the crew must be prepared for any eventuality. He called for an emergency meeting with his senior officers. In the quiet conference room, Ryan's serious tone conveyed the gravity of the situation. We have discovered something unexpected, he began. Our very own ship holds a power that could either save us or destroy us. We need to understand it better before it falls into the wrong hands. The officers debated long into the night. Some argued that the power should be harnessed for defense, while others warned that its instability posed too great a risk. The discussion was intense, filled with both hope and fear. Every word was weighed carefully, as each officer understood that their decision would shape the future of the human fleet and possibly the entire galaxy. Throughout these discussions, the mysterious signal continued to pulse in the background. Its steady rhythm now seemed to echo the heartbeat of the Aurora Drive. It was as if the universe was drawing a line between the known and the unknown, between control and chaos. The signal appeared to be a guardian, a silent sentinel, meant to remind those who ventured too close of the power that lay hidden within their own technology. In the end, Captain Ryan decided that further research was necessary. The crew would conduct a series of careful tests on the energy core, always with the possibility of danger in mind. They planned to work in close cooperation with the scientists, ensuring that every experiment was conducted safely. Ryan also ordered tighter security measures so that the secret of the Aurora Drive would not be misused by those who sought power without understanding. As the Resolute prepared for these tests, the hidden power at the heart of the ship became a symbol of both human ambition and human vulnerability. The discovery of the Aurora Drive's true nature brought a new layer of tension to the mission. It was no longer just about exploring a mysterious signal. It was also about managing a force that could change the fate of the human empire. In that moment, the fate of two worlds, human and alien, hung in the balance. Both sides were now aware that beneath the surface of advanced technology lay a secret, dangerous power waiting to be controlled or unleashed. And as the stars continued their silent dance, the crew of the Resolute steeled themselves for the trials ahead, knowing that the next steps in their journey could lead to either salvation or destruction. The encounter in the cold silence of space, a small human patrol craft separated from the Resolute to scout the area around the mysterious object. The craft, named the Voyager, was led by Lieutenant Sarah Cole, a skilled pilot with steady hands and a keen sense of duty. Her team was chosen for their courage and careful judgment, and they now found themselves on the edge of the unknown. As the Voyager drifted closer to the dark object and its pulsing energy field, the crew maintained a quiet vigilance. The ship's small windows revealed the vast emptiness, lit only by distant stars, and the soft glow of the energy surrounding the object. Lieutenant Cole's voice came softly over the comm system. "All units stay alert. We do not know what to expect." Her words carried the mix of caution and determination that every crew member felt in that moment. Minutes passed in tense silence. Suddenly, on the far side of the energy field, the patrol sensors picked up a small vessel moving silently. It was unlike any human ship. The design was sleek, with smooth curves and an almost glowing outline. The craft moved with a grace that was both eerie and beautiful. It was clear this was not an enemy warship or a piece of forgotten human technology. It was something else entirely. The crew of the Voyager exchanged quick glances. In that brief moment, they understood that they were not alone. Lieutenant Cole adjusted the controls and moved the craft slowly toward the unknown vessel. The human patrol's hearts pounded as they closed the distance, their senses sharpened by both fear and wonder at the same time. Far away on his hidden vessel, the seeker Zoran had been tracking the movements of the human patrol. His advanced sensors confirmed what his eyes had already seen. A small human craft was nearing the area of the mysterious object. Though his mission was to observe and record, Zoran could not ignore the feeling that this encounter might change the course of events for both sides. The alien scouts ship came into clearer view for the humans as the Voyager hovered at a safe distance. The vessel's design was unlike anything the human crew had encountered before. It seemed to be built for speed and subtlety, with no visible weapons or signs of aggression. The colors on its hull shifted gently, and its lights pulsed in a rhythm that almost matched the mysterious signal they had been studying. Lieutenant Cole initiated a cautious communication attempt. "This is Lieutenant Cole of the Voyager. We come in peace," she said, her voice. Despite the tension, there was a brief pause in the radio silence, a moment when every crew member held their breath. Then the alien vessel responded, not with words, but with a series of soft, modulated pulses that appeared on the communication display as visual patterns. It was a language of light, a form of communication that transcended spoken words. The patterns were simple, that carried a deep meaning. A greeting, perhaps, or a warning. "Lieutenant." Lieutenant Cole's eyes widened as she studied the display. Her training had prepared her for many unknown encounters, but this was unlike any situation she had ever faced. The brief exchange of signals held a note of mutual curiosity and cautious respect. In those few seconds, both sides revealed a silent understanding. They were meeting as explorers of the vast unknown, bound by the need to protect their own kind. Inside the Voyager, the crew felt a mix of relief and renewed tension. The alien scout had not attacked or retreated. Instead, it hovered there, silent and watchful, as if waiting to see what would come next. On the bridge of the Resolute, Captain Ryan and his senior officers monitored the encounter with equal parts hope and concern. They knew that any contact with an advanced species could lead to new alliances or new dangers. Back on the Seeker, Zoran observed the encounter with a calm intensity, his heart filled with the wisdom and scars of his ancient people. Recognized the significance of this moment. The alien scout had been sent to gather information and to test the human intentions. Zoran recorded every detail: the change in speed, the subtle variations in the craft's lights, and the carefully measured signals exchanged between the two vessels. He knew that this silent dialogue was the first step toward understanding a secret that had long remained hidden. The encounter grew even more poignant as both vessels maintained their positions. The human patrol craft and the alien scout floated in space like two ships passing in the night, each carrying the hopes and fears of their respective worlds. Lieutenant Cole's eyes met the alien patterns on her display, and in that moment a feeling of connection and shared destiny emerged. It was a reminder that even in the vast emptiness of space, being could find common ground. Then, as quickly as it had begun, the encounter came to a pause. The alien scout slowly turned away, its lights dimming as it re-entered the shadows near the mysterious object. Lieutenant Cole and her team were left with more questions than answers. What was the true nature of this advanced species? Why had they chosen to communicate in such a subtle way? And most importantly, what was the hidden power that both sides teamed to guard so close? The encounter ended without a clear conclusion, leaving both the human and alien observers with a sense of unfinished business. Back on the Resolute, Captain Ryan felt a mix of hope and unease. The brief meeting had not led to conflict, but it had opened a door to new possibilities, a door that might someday lead to deeper understanding, or even to unforeseen dangers. In that quiet moment of Part 5, the clash of worlds took on a new meaning. The encounter was not marked by battle or overt aggression, but by the fragile exchange of curiosity and caution. Both sides had taken the first step toward a future where the unknown could be explored not with weapons, but with open hearts and minds. The unveiling deep in the quiet of the research lab on the resolute Captain Ryan and his team gathered around a glowing console. The mysterious signal had grown even more complex, and the earlier encounter with the alien scout now took on a new meaning. Sergeant Malik, along with the ship's top scientists, had been working day and night to connect the dots. They had discovered something that no one had expected, a secret hidden in the very energy that powered their ship. The crew had always known about the Aurora Drive, the powerful energy core that gave their vessel speed and strength, but recent tests had uncovered a hidden layer to its power data from the lost probe, and the recorded signals revealed a strange connection. The energy core was not just a tool of war, it was built upon a technology that had been influenced by an ancient and mysterious force. This force was the same one that seemed to resonate with the pulsing signal they had detected in deep space. Captain Ryan listened intently as Malik explained. Our readings show that the Aurora Drive is reacting to a specific frequency, a frequency that matches the Mr. Furious signal when the core is exposed. To this frequency, it produces an energy surge far beyond what we have seen before. It seems as though the signal is a trigger, a way to activate the hidden potential of our own technology. The room fell silent as everyone absorbed the gravity of the revelation. The very energy that kept the ship alive held the capacity for both immense power and catastrophic destruction. The human fleet had been unknowingly dancing with a force that could reshape the fate of the galaxy. With each new piece of data, it became clear that the mysterious signal was not a random occurrence. It was a deliberate message, a warning about the hidden power that lay dormant within the Aurora Drive. Outside, far from the human vessel, Zoran aboard the Seeker sensed the shift in the energy readings from the human ship, his alien sensors fine-tuned to detect even the faintest changes confirmed the data. Zoran remembered the old legends of his people, stories of a force so dangerous that it could tear apart entire worlds if misused. The alignment of the human technology with the signal was no accident. The advanced aliens had long known of this hidden power, and it had always been a secret kept away from those who might not understand its true danger. Back on the resolute, Captain Ryan decided that the next step was to conduct a controlled experiment in a secured chamber. The scientists prepared a small sample of the energy core's material and exposed it to the matching frequency. The lights in the lab flickered as the sample reacted. Slowly, a soft glow emerged, and then with a sudden surge, the energy burst forth in a dazzling display. The room filled with a bright light that slowly subsided into a warm, steady radiance. It was at that moment that the hidden truth was laid bare. The surge of energy was not destructive, as everyone had feared, but rather it appeared to be a signal of balance, a force that was meant to be controlled and understood. The experiment proved that the Aurora Drive, when properly aligned with the mysterious frequency, could stabilize itself in the controlled burst. The dangerous fluctuations calmed, and the energy settled into a pattern that was both beautiful and serene. Captain Ryan's voice was steady as he addressed the crew. "We have just seen the true nature of our hidden power. This is not a weapon meant to destroy, but a force that can bring stability. The signal is a guide showing us how to harness this energy safely. However, the potential for disaster is still there if we lose control." His words carried a mix of hope and caution. The crew understood that this revelation was a turning point. They had uncovered a secret that could either be a blessing or a curse. In the moments that followed, discussions among the officers and scientists grew heated yet thoughtful. Some argued that the Aurora Drive should be refined further and used as a tool for progress, while others warned that even a small mistake could lead to catastrophic results. The balance between power and safety had always been delicate, and now the stakes were higher than ever. Meanwhile, aboard The seeker Zoran transmitted his own findings back to the Elysian. His report confirmed that the hidden power within the human technology was real and significant. He expressed both admiration and concern. The advanced aliens had long hidden their knowledge of this force. To prevent chaos now as humans began to understand and possibly harness it, Zoran worried about the future balance between the species. The unveiling of the Aurora Drive's hidden power created a ripple of realization across the ship. The human crew saw that their technology was part of a larger cosmic puzzle. The mysterious signal, the ancient energy, and the legends of advanced civilizations all intertwined in a way that neither side had fully understood before. In that moment, the line between enemy and ally blurred. The human quest for power was now connected to a universal force that could unite different species in a common goal or drive them apart in a struggle for control. As the light in the lab dimmed to normal neural levels, Captain Ryan looked out at the stars with a renewed sense of purpose. The unveiling was not the end of their journey, but a new beginning. The crew of the Resolute now held a secret that could change the course of human history, but with great power came great responsibility. They would have to tread carefully, balancing ambition with caution as they stepped into the unknown. In that defining moment, the hidden power of the Aurora Drive and the guiding signal promised both hope and danger, a secret waiting to be mastered. With the fate of world hing in the balance, a new understanding. The days that followed the unveiling of the Aurora Drive's hidden power wrought a new calm over the Resolute. Captain Ryan called his senior officers into the conference room to discuss the future. The room was filled with quiet determination as everyone understood that what they had discovered was more than just a secret weapon. It was a key to a deeper connection with the universe. At the head of the table, Captain Ryan spoke slowly and clearly. We have seen a power that can both protect us and destroy us. It is up to us to learn how to control it properly. This hidden energy is a part of our future, and it might even be a bridge to understanding the advanced species we have encountered. His words were gentle yet carried the weight of responsibility that rested on every crew member across the galaxy. Aboard the Seeker, Zoran felt a similar change. Watching the humans carefully harness the hidden energy had stirred old memories and a new hope. Among the IGs, he recalled ancient lessons passed down through generations. Lessons of balance, caution, and the importance of sharing knowledge when it could bring peace in that silent moment. Zor knew that the meeting of these two worlds could lead to something far greater than conflict. It could be the start of a new era where both species learn to work together for the good of all. Back on the Resolute, the scientists and engineers began new experiments under strict safety protocols. They ran tests to further refine the Aurora Drive. Each test was carefully observed, and every small success was met with cautious celebration. The ship's laboratories buzzed with a mix of excitement and trepidation. The crew was learning how to keep the powerful energy in balance, like a flame that could warm a cold night if carefully tended, or burned everything in its path if left unchecked. Lieutenant Sarah Cole, who had led the patrol craft during the earlier encounter, now found herself in charge of the communication team. She was tasked with preparing a report that would be sent to the human high command and, if possible, to other advanced species in the galaxy. We have an opportunity here, she said during one briefing. The events we have witnessed show that understanding this energy can lead to a new way of living, one where fear is replaced by knowledge and conflict by dialogue. Her hope was echoed in a message sent by Zoran in his own way, using the language of light and patterns that both species were beginning to understand. He reached out to the humans. The message was simple: we see your strength and your desire to learn. We too have secrets that we wish to share, if only there is trust. Though the message was not in words, the feeling behind it was clear to all who had taken the time to learn the alien language. For weeks, both ships maintained a careful distance while their crews exchanged data and ideas. The meeting of these two worlds was no longer marked by fear of the unknown. It was a cautious dance of mutual respect. Captain Ryan arranged for a joint conference, a meeting point in the vast emptiness of space where both human and alien vessels could come together in a quiet sector far from battlefields and conflicts. The Resolute and the Seeker slowly approached one another in that meeting. The silence between the two species was filled with hope. Human officers and alien observers shared their findings on the Aurora Drive and the mysterious energy that connected their worlds. There were moments of tension, moments when each side remembered the dangers of the past. But there were also moments of understanding. Each question asked was answered with a patient explanation, and each concern was met with a promise of careful cooperation in this new light. Captain Ryan and Zoran formed an unspoken agreement. Both leaders agreed that knowledge was the true power that could change their worlds for the better. They decided that the secret of the Aurora Drive and the energy signal should be used to create a lasting bond. A bond that might one day unite the human empire and the ancient Elysian in a shared question for peace and progress. As the meeting ended, the vast emptiness of space did not seem so lonely anymore. The encounter had brought hope, a hope that even the most powerful forces in the universe could be balanced by understanding that even advanced technologies built for war could be transformed into tools for building bridges. The hidden energy, once seen as a dangerous secret, was now a symbol of a new beginning. Captain Ryan looked out of the bridge window at the stars, his eyes reflecting a mixture of determination and hope. He knew that the journey ahead was still long, and that challenges would come, but with every test of the Aurora Drive and every exchange of knowledge with Zoran's people, a new understanding was growing. The universe, with its endless mysteries, was opening up in a way that promised a future where different worlds could coexist in harmony. In that final moment of Part 7, the crew of the Resolute and the observers on the Seeker each took a silent vow. They would work together, learning from each other, sharing what they had discovered, and ensuring that the hidden power they had uncovered would be a light to guide them forward rather than a flame to burn them. All the new understanding that was born in the